Even though we have moved into a more digital age for advertising, logo design still couldn't be any less important than it was when we used primarily print design. Logos are what makes a company or organization easily identifiable. According to Paul Rand, a graphic designer who's created logos for companies such as Westinghouse, ABC, UPS, and IBM, if in the business of communications, image is king, the essence of this image, the logo, is the jewel in its crown. Too often people will attempt to create their logo only to find out they have a hot mess on their hands. A good logo should encompass the elements of good logo design that have been standard in the graphic design industry for years. The 5 elements of effective logo design include making it simple, memorable, timeless, versatile, and appropriate. Keep it simple. People are bombarded with images all day long, especially with the 24/7 always connected lives that we live in now. Your logo should stand out in the sea of eyeball chatter. Logos that are complicated or fussy are not easy for people to digest in just a few seconds. If a logo has a lot of type to read or a lot of elements to digest, you will lose people very quickly. Simplicity in your logo wins every time. Think about logos like Apple and Samsung. They're about as simple as they come, yet they're easily recognizable, which brings us to the next element of good logo design. Make it memorable. Memorability goes hand in hand with simplicity. If someone has to look at your logo for longer than 3 seconds to figure out what it is, you've missed your mark. Your logo should be memorable at just a glance, because typically that's about as much time as you're going to get from most people. I once heard a longtime advertising professional say, if someone can't recognize your logo driving past it at 70 miles per hour, it's a failure. Consider Nike's logo. It's just a simple swoosh and people know what it is and remember it with ease. Make it timeless. Good logos should stand the test of time. If your logo is only following trends such as using the latest trendy font or style, it can become outdated in just a few years. You might then find yourself in a situation where you have to do a total rehaul of your logo and branding so that your whole company doesn't look dated. Redesigns are expensive and time-consuming. Create a logo that will last or that can stand on its own with very little changes over time. Think of Coca-Cola's logo. It's been around for over a century and it's still appealing to consumers. Make it versatile. Your logo needs to be versatile enough that it stands on its own no matter what the presentation is. It should look good in full color, single color, black and white, or grayscale. Consider the UPS logo. It works well in both black and white and in color. If your logo is entirely reliant on color and you run into a situation where it has to be printed in black and white, you've lost its effectiveness. Think of scalability. A good logo should be able to be adjusted to various sizes and dimensions. It should be legible and recognizable whether it's scaled down to the size of a pen or all the way up to the size of a billboard. Stay away from ornate and detailed designs in your logo. While they can be pretty, can you imagine reducing something like this to the size of a business card, or even worse, a pen? All of your details would get lost and everything that makes this graphic special would be gone. Keep it appropriate. Your logo should take your audience into account, not just what your personal tastes happen to be at the time. Keep your business or organization's core operations in mind. Just because you like fuchsia, pink, and yellow doesn't mean that your target audience does. Understand your customer base. Use colors and fonts that will appeal to them. Understand your type of business and design specifically for your niche. Research is a key element when designing a logo. Logo design is more than just pretty pictures or interesting fonts. It should be carefully thought out, well-crafted, and based on the market you are serving. Following the best design principles makes the foundation of some of the most memorable logos out there. If you have a logo, take a look at it and make sure it passes all of these tests. If you are designing a new logo, do so with these design elements in mind. And if you need help designing a logo, contact me about our logo design services.